Last April, Kaylin Gillis was shot and killed after the SUV she was in turned into the wrong driveway in Washington County. As her friends frantically tried to call for help, they couldn't reach 911 because there was no cell service. It could have meant the difference between life and death, and it's put a national spotlight on issues with cell signal in Washington County. Tessa Bentulin investigates if improvements have been made.
We entered into the town of Hebron. My photographer Alex is driving our car, and I've got both my cell phones here. I've got my personal phone and my work phone. On my personal phone, I have T-Mobile, and it says that I am on roaming service right now, and I still have 3 bars on 5G. On my work phone, I have Verizon, I'm on SOS, and I have absolutely no service.
We decided to take the same route as Kaylin Gillis and her friends did that tragic night in April. First, we headed to Kevin Monahan's home on Patterson Hill Road. I put his address into the GPS on both my phones. First, I tried my work phone.
And we'll type in Patterson Hill Road, and nothing is coming up right now because I have SOS. I don't have any service, no internet connection. It even says it on the phone. So it looks like it's working on my personal phone. I typed in Patterson Hill Road. It's taking a minute to load.
Once it loaded, we had a 9-minute drive to Monahan's home. I continued to check the service on both phones.
We're about 5 minutes from Patterson Hill Road. Still no service on my work phone. On my personal phone, the GPS is going, it's working, it's telling us the directions. Even actually on our car radio, we have 3 bars, but it says it's also using roaming.
The FCC has a mobile LTE coverage map that shows you cell service coverage of the nation's 4 largest mobile carriers. It says Hebron, New York is mostly covered by AT&T, shown in blue on the map, followed by Verizon in red and T-Mobile in pink. But there are patches in the area that are not covered at all.
We can't force the carriers to put service where we want them to. We can ask them, we can indicate where problem areas are, but this is something that has been on our mind and we have been trying to address for many years.
Washington County is aware of the lack of cell service in some areas, well before Gillis's death. Laura Oswald, the county's director of economic development, says they are reliant on phone carriers taking action. However, changes have been made over time.
So at this point, you have more cell service in those areas, specifically Hebron, but not to the point where you would like it to be.
Correct. But there's also another change, and that is a technology change as carriers eliminate 3G from the networks and move to the 5G. That's also instituted some changes because the 5G signal, while it's typically considered a better signal, doesn't have the same broadcasting range, which means that it's made for some overall changes that we're still determining what the impact is.
The closest cell tower I saw on my drive was in Argyle, about a 25-minute drive from Hebron.
We're near Kevin Monahan's home, and I've got both my phones out again, and both my phones say I do have service. So on my personal phone, I have 1 bar right now, and then on my work phone, I've got full bars.
The next and final stop was to drive 5 miles away to Cemetery Road. It's where Gillis's friends were able to finally get cell service to call 911.
I'm going to try and place a call to my photographer Alex, who's sitting right next to me, on both phones and see what happens.
I first tried to call Alex using my personal phone.
And it doesn't look like the call is going through yet. Even with cell service, I'm not able to place the call to Alex on my personal phone.
The call I placed to Alex went straight to voicemail. Both of Alex's phones also have service on Cemetery Road.
So now let's try my work phone calling Alex's work phone. I've got a few more bars on my work phone than my personal phone here.
Alex gets the call immediately. For 13 Investigates, I'm Tessa